everybody, this is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with another Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor commentary. This is where we create your favorite characters in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor. That's a feature only available on the Wii U and PC versions of this game. Right now, you see that we're actually going to be starting off with the rubber glove. We've done this before where we have to start off an episode this way, but basically what we're trying to do is get the rubber glove the other side of it. So when you type in rubber glove, normally you get the palm up, but you can see right here after clicking that little trash bag icon in the top right when we're in the Object Editor for the rubber glove, you want to click the glove that's to our left, the one that has the palm facing downward, and then you just kind of manipulate it, copy it, and move it around and everything, and you should see that it's here on the left side panel of recently used stamps and things, so just make sure you have that. We do need that. This is the only way to get that rubber glove, basically, that's facing the other direction. So again, normally when you type in rubber glove in the Object Editor or just anywhere, you get the one where the palm is facing towards you, and we want the other one too, so that's why I did it that way. We started off with the HAZMAT worker as the source object because today we are creating the killer dog from Duck Season. Yes, you heard it here, folks, the dog, maybe just referred to as dog, but anyway, we got a bodybuilder. If you take the back arm of the bodybuilder, we took everything off of the HAZMAT worker except for, of course, the main torso piece. We're not going to be using any of the other parts, so right now we need to, of course, do the rubber glove, and again, that gets us this version right here, so we do need that for his backhand, but then notice, of course, we're grabbing the rubber glove that's facing the other side for his arm that's to our left. Of course, that's his front arm right here. So it looks like now we've got them both on, and then we're going to go with that bodybuilder back arm again to be for the legs. And so the reason that I do that with the bodybuilder arm specifically is because it has all these ridges and stuff in it. It kind of looks like there's like baggy clothing. So for instance, for the arms, we do want that baggy look, but also for the legs of the costume right here of the dog. And I used mozzarella just a while ago. That's 2 Z's and 2 L's, 1 R. And then we got loafer. The loafer shoes are coming up down below that. So the mozzarella and the loafer combined will make like his little, they almost look like Ugg boots or something like that if you guys know Uggs. But in essence, just his feet right there. We could put in more detail if we had more stamps. I'm just kind of waiting to see what the stamp situation is going to look like. Of course, this game is called Scribblenauts Unlimited, but it's actually kind of limited because you do have a stamp limit. Meaning, for instance, these wart pieces we're doing right now for some specks of dirt and whatnot, this costume needs to be dirty of the dog, the eyebrow that we use for the tail, and now we're doing freckles. All of these, those are each a stamp, and so you do have a limit to how many you can put on. Another little wart up there on the back arm, and then we'll go with moss. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to make the demon kind of version of this dog, you know, the bloodied up, scary version, I guess you could say. I will show you how you could do this all as one object if you wanted to, rather than having the head and the body separately, but for this one, we're going to go a lot more detailed for this kind of demon version right here, and so with that is this bloodiness of the moss, and then the beaver tail was actually it's a brand new stamp I haven't used in this series. After almost 300 videos, still coming up with new stamps, and we've got more. But anyway, we're in the properties editor right now where you can edit health and what your object is going to sound like, and a lot of other things about your character. This is where I like to read background information and fun facts about the characters that we create in this series. Let's go to it! The dog, or maybe referred to as just dog, is the main antagonist of the game Duck Season, who appears with 2 different kinds of looks. The game dog that we see during most of the shooting levels, and then the bloody dog. So we're creating both of them here in Scribblenauts today, with a focus on the scary bloody dog. Perhaps you can call it demon form, as I've seen on Wikia and other places. The About This Game, quote, section on Duck Season's Steam page reads as follows for the first paragraph. Quote, Summer 1988, and your mom has just rented the coolest new game for your King Bit entertainment system. As you play over the course of the day, it becomes apparent something is different about this game than the other games you own. End quote. I could say I used to play a lot of Duck Hunt on the regular NES. I was born in 1986, and oddly enough, our first console was the NES, but it was in my sister's room, and I say oddly enough because she wasn't really the one playing it. But we owned all of the classics, and to this day, I have no idea where my NES is, yet I've retained just about every other console and game that I've ever owned since I began playing video games. So this is just sort of a fun thing here in the scripting tool part of this properties editing. I'm making him shoot out a duck basically after a certain amount of time. You know, he loses or gains health, then he becomes fearless, so that way he's not going to run away from any battles if we make him fight something. But then, of course, as I said, it's going to wait a set time, a certain number of frames, and then he shoots out a duck, and again, it's like, that's not, you don't have to do that in your game. You're going to see what it's going to make it do. But okay, we got a head as the source object right here, and by the way, I did want want to mention I'm so happy because I don't think that I'm really that sick anymore. The last like 2 videos or so, you guys have had to hear me with that nasally, just being sick, my voice maybe being out. But now I'm back in full swing, and I am happy about that. I hope you guys are too. So we got a dot coming up next after the mozzarella, and these dots will be for the outer part of the eyes. We are going to make this, of course, the red eyes right here for the scary dog. And so let's, we'll go with P-E-A. Paint one of these like a blood red, and then that's going to be for the back, but then another P can be for a very bright, either like bright white, bright pinkish kind of color tone right there, and that'll make the eyes. And let's go with a golden egg as the nose. You can actually use several things I think would pass for the nose on this character, so I'm just going with a golden egg right now. I will show you some other options pretty soon. Let's go with a jellyfish, the upper tentacle piece right there. It's kind of near the end of the jellyfish, but it's just this kind of black line like that. Looks good. It's going to go below the nose. And then freckles on either side are going to be for the little freckles of the dog right here, where the whiskers come out of, if he would have whiskers that we could see at least. But then we're going to go with an eyebrow, and the eyebrow will be for the bottom jaw part of the dog's mouth right there. So this top part was the mozzarella and all that, and then the bottom will be this. Now, it's not supposed to look like this, don't worry. We are going to add that the mouth is open a little bit. So let's go with a cobia. That's this fish right there, and we'll take its side fin and paint it kind of dark, that blackish color right there. And then I'm going to go with one that's like kind of red, but a really dark shade, and that'll be for the tongue inside there. So I think that this makes it look a lot better, and we're going to add a lot more to it. But let's go with a bilby right now to get the ears. I feel like we couldn't see fully what this dog is going to look like without those floppy ears right there. So we got the bilby tail, painted a dark brown color right there for the ears, and this is how we're going to do the blood basically on his mouth. We'll go with a ligament, and so ligament you can do about 3 times is what I'm going to do. I did paint over it red. By default, it comes out kind of reddish pink, but I wanted it to be like straight up blood red. Let's just call this dog head for short. And so then if you create the head and the body separately in Scribblenauts Unlimited, you know, that's one way to get around all the stamp limitations and whatnot of this game, but you do want to, on the head object, I'll show you how to combine them basically to make one whole object. Here in the properties editor, you do want to go down to the equipment tab, check off this circle that says can be worn on the face like glasses, kind of the second one from the bottom right there on the bottom half of the screen. It's that third one down. So if you fill in that circle, and then you basically just want to put this head object into the hands of your body object. So you can see that they both combine. Now, of course, that does not look how we want it to look. So we're going to go ahead and edit the body object. So that takes us back into the object editor here. And we basically noticed that that head was way too down low, right? So to fix that, we can basically click on this little button with Maxwell's head and a banana and a wheel and dotted lines all around that. That'll turn up the green grids here on screen. And there's basically an empty grid for where his head is supposed to go. Well, you can click or tap that one depending on if you're on PC or Wii U. Those are the versions that have the object editor, and you can move that little square for the head wherever you need it to go. But here's a way to get it to where it's basically just one object. So instead of using an eyebrow for a tail, for example, we used a dartfish and took the middle body piece of that dartfish for the tail. But notice that, of course, we do have those bodybuilder arms and legs, but this time we kept the rubber gloves, and the thing that changed was just at the bottom, it's just shoes or shoe. So those are just basic regular shoes. Obviously, when you do it this way, you're not going to have as much detail, but we do have the head and the body all kind of as one, and so that's a series of dots for the eyes with a little wart that's painted white for the shimmer or the little shine there in the eyes. And of course, this is the dog where he's got his green eyes. He looks a little bit happier, not so scary and spooky demon form. And so for the mouth, we have it closed because that would take some extra stamp spaces, and we also don't have the jellyfish upper tentacle line piece down there beneath his black nose. And the nose this time on this dog, just to show you another option, is a snowball. Shrunk down, painted black, but we used an oval as the bottom jaw piece for the dog right here. Otherwise, most everything seems to be the same. So again, you can't get as much detail, so like his costume doesn't look all messy or anything like that, but maybe you don't want it to be messy if he's the little clean, friendly dog, I guess. But okay, let's go ahead back with our scary dog right here, and we will give him what he probably should have. He should have a knife in his hands. He's, you know, always knifing these little kids, and so we did script him actually with the behavior tab under the properties editor on the body object. We scripted him so that he basically will destroy, and then I typed in children. So he does kind of run after these children and try to kill them. Maybe we should make him a little bit faster. He seems pretty slow, although I don't know. He's he's just some guy in a costume. But all right, so let's see. Although some people probably know who that is. I think I probably have some game theory fans out there. I don't really watch him too much because I don't have a lot of time in life to watch anybody on YouTube. Just a very, very, very few, very small sliver of time every now and then. But I did see the episode episode on duck season, basically, and who is underneath that dog costume. But here, look at this, you guys. This is crazy. We got our Springtrap. This is, of course, Adventure Springtrap from FNAF World, and I did tell you guys what would happen. Of course, when he shoots out the duck, that something would happen. Well, basically, it's gonna drop little feathers every time that he shoots out a duck, and the duck doesn't even do any damage, so it's kind of more just for effect and a little nod to the game Duck Season, I guess. But you don't have to do that, of course, for your dog creation right here. He does have the knife. He's going to town on Springtrap, who actually is kind of holding his own, but it does look like the dog has a few more hearts left, whereas Springtrap only has like 1.5 right now. It's gonna be crazy, but I think the dog is gonna take the victory. Look at him go! Kaboom! And so just a few more slices and I think he will have it, although Springtrap, you know, Adventure Springtrap should probably give him some trouble, you know what I mean? I don't think you should just roll over and die too easily. Honestly, who do you guys think would win? I don't know. I think Adventure Springtrap actually might win that battle if you put them both in their respective universes and not just here in Scribblenauts. But another matchup you can weigh in on is our past creation also of Captain Underpants. So, of course, Springtrap comes from a past episode and Captain Underpants comes from one back in the summer, I believe, as well, that we did. And so it's all just blending together for me. We've done a lot of episodes in this series. But alright, Captain Underpants gonna go after this dog. It actually looks like Captain Underpants is gonna be a little bit easier of a fight here, I think, because Springtrap definitely took longer than this. Captain Underpants already down to his last heart. Gonna take some damage right here, and then boom! One more knife, and the dog does it. This dog is a killer! Just wanted to showcase off how he was gonna be, so hopefully this video helps you learn how to create the dog from Duck Season in your game. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. There's more of this content every single Sunday, and please hit the bell. YouTube pretty much needs that nowadays, because I feel like my videos don't hit your sub feeds unless you do that. But alright, you guys, the way we choose the object every single week is by whatever's most popular, most requested down in the comments is what gets created. So please leave your requests as well, and I will catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing. Down the road